Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Our next guest is a former producer on Late Night with David Letterman, you know, the NBC years, and she co-created a little bitty show called The Daily Show. Joining us live from Seattle, it is Madeleine Smithberg. She's mad, and she's in the kitchen. Mad in the kitchen. Hello, my darling.
Hi, Jason.
I'm looking at the screen. I just want to get a good look at you. I've missed you, my love. I've missed you.
I know. It's been almost 2 months, and that's way too long.
Hey,
but I've been following your vacations and your exploits at the fair. On this thing I discovered, it's kind of fun. It's called social media.
It's amazing.
I don't know if you guys have it there in Minnesota.
We don't.
But it's really cool. You can see what all your friends are doing. It's great. But hi.
Hi.
And I gotta say this. I feel like I want to be the welcome wagon to officially welcome you and the Jason Show to Seattle. You guys are on every day as a Tuesday on channel 13.
Yeah.
New 13.
And
that's so awesome.
And Madeleine, you'll love this. Being a TV vet, do you know what our lead-in is? Maury. Isn't that fantastic?
That's amazing.
Every day.
He's still on the air?
He is, Madeleine. I love it.
I actually know Maury, but we can't go into that rabbit hole because we'll never come out. But I'll tell you a funny story about that another time off the air. But anyway, that's so funny. How many paternity cases can there be?
I mean, seriously. I mean, does he have stock in DNA companies by now? I mean, how many? Seriously.
It's endless. And don't you think the guys would like catch on at this point? Like, maybe you shouldn't come on the show.
Yeah.
It's not going to go well for you.
I do wonder that, because I was on Ginny Jones one time, you know, and there are some shows when you receive an invite for, it's a positive. You know, like Price is Right. It's going to likely be a net positive. If you get an email from the producer of Maury, is it ever a net positive?
I don't think so. I really don't. It's like, people used to always say to me when I was working at Letterman and I was booking Human Interest and I would bring on people that weren't celebrities, they just had like very interesting passions and obsessions or things that they did or collected or made. And someone at TV Guide once said to me, why would anyone come on the show? Haven't they seen the show? Like, they're going to be fodder. And first of all, I didn't think of it that way. They always had a good time, and I always made sure of it. And they laughed at themselves, ultimately.
Yeah.
And it was all great. They had wonderful experiences. But what I said to the guy at TV Guide was that this is a truism. It's a truth that people's desire to be on television outweighs their common sense.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the case with my buddy Maury. His daughter Susan Povich is a good friend of mine.
Madeleine, how many years ago, do you mind if I ask, how many years ago did you move to Seattle?
Okay, it'll be 4 years on April 1st. And as everybody knows, I moved here, I don't think everybody knows, but some people do. That, like, it's common knowledge. The rain comes from the sky, and Madeleine reunited with the love of her life who broke her heart in 1986 and found her on Facebook. And 34 years later, we got married. But before that, I moved to Seattle, where I've been. It'll be 5 years this coming April.
Wait a minute. You're not, I mean, because, you know, like me, it's hard to tell when we're joking. Is that true, though, Madeleine? You, a high school, somebody that broke your heart years ago, you reunited?
In 1986. Yeah. He broke my heart in 1986, dumped me unceremoniously, and then, Jason, the second that he dumped me, it was on the phone, I got a note slipped to me that said, call Darcy about a job at Letterman. So my dreams came true and my heart were broken in the same nanosecond.
Oh.
And then, 27 years later, I get a message on Facebook. There wasn't even Messenger yet. I think it was like skywriting. And it just said, "Do you remember me?" And I was like, "You've got to be kidding. Do I remember you?" And anyway, we kind of rekindled on and off. And then finally, he said, when your job is done, I was working for National Geographic Explorer. I was in New York. My son had gone to college. He said, "Why don't you move to Seattle?" And this is what I said: "Yes!" And then I realized I have never been to Seattle.
Oh.
So I moved here sight unseen and brought my mom along, moved her from one Sunrise assisted living to another inside the family. And then I proceeded to be introduced to Seattle as my new home.
And
it's a good thing I came in April.
We have 30 seconds in this segment. Give me one thing that you love about Seattle, because I want to get to know Seattle.
Okay. What I love about Seattle is it's so beautiful. There's giant trees, there's water, there's mountains. The light is spectacular. It's just the most physically beautiful city that I can imagine.
Well, there we go. Very similar. It's how I feel about the great Minnesota. More with Madeleine. We have cooking classes, and of course, it's Madeleine, so we have good stories. That and more when we come back. Back in a moment. Welcome back. We're back with Madeleine Smithberg. Let's get to it. Other than great stories, we always cook with her. And look, there she is. She's prepared. Madeleine, before we begin, you know what I love more than anything? You have like 5 cameras now. Are we going to utilize all of your cameras?
You know what, Jason? Unfortunately, today we're working with 2.
Okay.
We're in sort of between things in terms of we did all of the 8 weeks of live shows when we had all the cameras, but now we're developing an actual show.
I love it. What are we making today, Madeleine?
So this is my thing, Jason. Any city that's worth its weight in salt, and I don't really know why we use that as a measure, but we do. Has its own hot dog.
Yep.
And in Seattle, we have something called the Seattle Dog. This city loves their sports. They love them. Probably a little too much for my taste. Although, New York, we love our Yankees and our Knicks and our Giants, but it's not like everybody loves the same thing. But here it's the Mariners, and it is the Seahawks, and they get memos, and they wear the jerseys. And it's adorable. But anyway, so they have this dog. And at first when I heard about it, I was like, that is disgusting. And it's got cream cheese and grilled onions and jalapenos on it. And then I had one. I went to a Sounders game. They love them too. That's soccer. And but our women are amazing. Our women really are the rain and the storm. But anyway, do you notice the names? Rain, storm. It does rain a lot here. I just want to get that in. So I tasted the hot dog, and it was absolutely delicious. So I'm going to show you how to make it, and you're going to love it.
Okay.
So basically, you take a hot dog, and I cut the hot dog down the middle. I'm not doing it live because I thought that might look really bad and suggestive. And you throw it in a grill pan. The idea is to get it to have those nice grill marks, and then you're going to slice an onion. We're going to caramelize some onions. And, hey,
what?
Josh, I don't have my knife. This is a bit. I'm doing a bit.
Hello, Jason.
Forgive me. This is Joshua. And Joshua.
Hi, Joshua.
Rashawn he has a company. It's called Kayo Sushi Catering. And I hired him to do Sam's birthday. And he's amazing chef. So Josh and I are doing an event. It's October 2nd, and it's called Sushi Saturday. It's a rock and roll event. Get it?
Get it.
And we're going to be making rolls, and he's going to teach everybody. And so I figured I'd introduce him, and he could show you his knife skills.
I love
Josh,
it.
Can you just cut that onion for me?
Here we go. Look at this.
Get in there.
Get in there, real.
I'm directing as I am on.
I love it. Madeleine, I think this is the first time we've ever done a dramatic cutting of an onion.
I know. I think it's impressive, but he's just like, look at that!
Oh
look
my!
at that!
Look
Come
at
on!
that!
Come on!
Holy crap!
I know. Here's a jalapeno and a pepper.
Madeleine, just start putting random stuff in front of him. See if he cuts it.
I know, hilarious, right? I'm gonna get this out of his way.
Watch your fingers, Madeleine.
I'm gonna take this to the pan, and I'm gonna dump it in. We're caramelizing these puppies, which means we're just getting them to, yeah, just a little of the red pepper, Josh. Oh. Josh doesn't look like a sushi chef, but he has the training, and it's really amazing what he does. His food is like a work of art. And what are we going to teach the people how to make on October 2nd?
So we will be working on, we will be creating a salmon ceviche roll and a California roll.
Oh, it's so delicious. His food is like, it makes you die. And you can order like a little kit that has all kinds of things. Like you get this little sushi mat and vinegar and...
I just love it, Madeleine. It felt like he just lived with you, that he just materialized out of nowhere and started cutting things.
Hey, Jason, I have some secrets, okay? Like, my life is not a totally open book. Hey. All right, I'm going to stick this pepper in there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to toast our bun.
Okay.
Here's another bit. Hey, Josh. Why don't you toast the bun?
All righty, let's do this, Madeleine.
I suck at pretending.
God, Madeleine, it's so great that he's there to toast your bun for you.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's 8:30 in the morning here because of this thing called time difference. And, whoa!
Oh, my goodness!
He's toasting the bun.
Does he have
nice and toasted.
Madeleine, does Josh have a permit for that? Is there a permit?
Exactly.
Does he? Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now why don't you finish? We're going to spread some cream cheese on there. This is awesome. I can talk, and I have like someone doing my work, but I'm going to go over here and
let's do this, Madeleine. We got to take a break. You finish it up, and we're going to make people stick around and see the finished product and see what else Josh is going to torch after the break, okay?
Okay.
We'll be back. Stay with us, everyone. Torching with Josh. Welcome back. Let's return to a kitchen in the Seattle area where Madeleine Smithberg and Joshua are cutting and torching things. It's a Seattle dog. Look at the finished product.
Look, it is so beautiful, but it's missing something. Josh, we need some ooh-ah.
Let's do it.
We're just going to finish it off.
Look at
Okay.
Madeleine.
Josh has something he calls ooh-ah.
Yeah.
And so when we do our event on October 7th, we're going to have dry ice. We're going to have torches. We're going to have like ooh-ah. He finishes things with 24-karat gold. It's just like nuts. Look how good that looks. That's my Seattle dog experience for you, Jason.
Recap for us, if you will. What's on it again? Because it looks so beautiful. What's on the Seattle dog?
So it's cream cheese, grilled onions, jalapeno, and a little red pepper for color. And then you finish it off with mustard and sriracha.
That is fantastic. I love it.
It's really, really, really good.
And I mean...
they're right to be proud of it.
Yeah.
And, not right to be proud of the poor Mariners, but
you know.
Look at me, I'm talking about sports.
Look at you. Hey.
Anyway, so that's October 2nd. Thank you so much, Josh.
You are very welcome.
We're shooting some promos today. We're going shopping for fish.
I'm going to be there. We're going to put all the info on our Facebook page a little bit later. Thank you, Josh. Okay, Madeleine, you know
Jason.
You know what we do. Bye, buddy.
I know what we do. I know what we do.
But Madeleine, before you get to your story, though, we should just have Josh back sometime just to see how many things he can cut, like in one television segment. We need to do that. Anyway.
Why don't we do that before October 2nd?
Let's do that. That'd be fantastic. Okay, Madeleine always has the best stories about her time in late night history, and this one's about basically the story of how you got hired at Letterman.
Okay, and so this actually is nice because without even doing it on purpose, it ties in really well to the story I was telling you before, which is that in the nanosecond that my now husband dumped me, I got this note that said, call Darcy about a job at Letterman. So I don't know if I've told you this before, but nobody remembers, so it doesn't matter. But, you know, when I first saw the Letterman show, it was in this day, it was before, there weren't even DVRs.
Yeah.
If you were going to watch something, you had to be there at the time that it was on. And I know that sounds awful, but, you know, we were barefoot and walking to school. It was awful. But anyway, so we didn't. You had to watch the show, and I heard rumblings about this show with this man named David Letterman that was on at 12:30. I'm like, 12:30? I have to work. I was working for Italian TV, but I stayed up late one night, and I saw the show, and it was not an entertainment experience for me, Jason. It was a calling. I just was like, I need to be a part of this. This is my thing. And then I launched a one-woman campaign to get a job and did not find any success. And then I managed to finagle, which is Yiddish for finagle, getting a ticket to the show. And I went to the show, and I saw who would be my boss, Robert Morton or Morty, standing on the floor of the studio before the show started. He was the segment producer. And I said, I want to be him. And guess what? I would be him. And then I thought, I should have made a better wish. So I get the note that says, call Darcy about a job at Letterman. And because of it, never really processed the heartbreak of Sam's unceremonious dumping, and just dove into the process of getting the job. And I had to come up with 60 segment ideas, and I went through 2 interviews with different groups of people, and then I get a call that says, you're going to come in and you're going to meet Dave. And the whole experience, Jason, was out of body. And it reminded me of the movie An American President, which I don't think had been made yet, but later on I would connect the dots and realize I had lived it, because when I went to security at 30 Rock, I said, yes, I'm here to see David Letterman. She goes, well, who are you here to see? And I was like, I'm here to see David Letterman. And she said, oh my God, look at you. And like, break a leg, and everyone was wishing me well. And I went into my interview with Dave, and off camera Dave is just, there's always a cigar, there's usually a baseball cap, very like quiet energy, but still brilliant, amazing Dave. And I just told them stories about working at Italian TV, and I worked for this really crazy show that was 6 hours every Sunday, and I was the United States Bureau. And Gina Lola Brigida was a correspondent on the show. And I had to travel with her to Norfolk, Virginia, or Norfolk, Maryland. We went on the Halcyon, which was Jacques Cousteau's latest boat, and we were interviewing Jean-Michel Cousteau. So Gina Lola Brigida doesn't travel light. She brings a writer, a hair and makeup person, and so much makeup that she has to get an extra room just for her makeup and wardrobe. And we're going on this, billion-dollar boat, and everyone's wearing deck shoes. That's why they call them deck shoes, I found out. And she shows up in stiletto heels, and she's wearing a big, flowy pink dress, and the wind is blowing, and the chiffon is just blowing. And in those days, the mic pack was gigantic. It was like this. It was just this big, giant thing, and she refused to have it in the back because she wanted to be able to adjust her audio.
Yeah.
So she had it in the front. And I'm in the truck, and the director says, what is that? And I go to fix it, and she starts hitting me. So the first shot they see in Italy is me being hit by Gina Lola Brigida. And I told Dave that story, and I got my job.
Well, I just referenced Gina earlier in the show, so I'm not kidding. I literally made a Gina Lola Brigida comment earlier in this show, and I'm not kidding. It's proof yes, it's proof that we're man and wife, Madeleine. It's proof.
Yes, we are, Jason. You're my favorite husband.
I love you, sweetheart. Thank you for everything. Guys, sign up for the cooking class on all of Madeleine's recipes, madinthekitchen.com. We'll be right back. Back in a moment.